Holy shit, me, I'm here and back. Look, we need to have a talk. Season 4 is right around the corner, and there are a few key changes that I want to see to maximize the height of the popularity of this game we all know and love. But I don't want to undersell what they have done right, like so many other creators have done so far. Now, I've got a short list of things I want to see in Season 4 that I think will help it take that step. Some of them are obvious, some of them might not be to you. If you disagree, let me know how the list can improve. And if you agree, let me know you do by hitting that like button and that subscribe button so you can see more content from me going forward on the final Season 4. With all that being said, let's move on to my list. Now, number one, the biggest and most obvious thing they need to adjust is balancing. We've been struggling with this since Season 1. Hell, since the beta, I think it's been in a decent spot for the majority of this game's life cycle. Right now, I think we're the closest we've ever been to a really, really healthily balanced game. Now, what I want to see is one playstyle adjusted on each of the classes. Now, for medium, I think the only thing that needs to be touched right now is the Model 1887. Now, before you come for my neck, I know the Model 1887 is the meta right now only because all the ARs have been nerfed so much. So naturally, that is rise to that level, but that doesn't mean that it isn't there. Just because things have been nerfed beyond it and that has brought it up doesn't mean that it isn't there on its own. So I feel if we bring that in line, everything will be in a good TTK area, and medium will be one of the most balanced aspects to a video game that I've ever seen. I think that's the closest out of the three classes so far. Now, the way I want to do that, I think the Model 1887, the damage is perfect. I think it's fine. But I think that over range, it shouldn't feel quite like a sniper rifle. I think there should be a damage range drop off in the very least, or some sort of spread since it is a shotgun. Now, let me know where you think that drop off should be. I don't think it should be too dramatic. I think it should be somewhere between like 15, 20 meters. Maybe I'm crazy thinking that. Let me know if I am. But if you implement that, I think that the medium is perfectly balanced. Now, moving on, let's touch on heavy. I think heavy does need some love, but what it does need a nerf on is the winch sledge combination. Now, the sledgehammer is not broken. It takes skill to use, but if you combine it with the winch, it is just a free kill. If you winch someone, they're stunned, they come to you, you're already started your animation. It's a one-hit kill for most cases, especially with your team. Doesn't matter what class they're playing. Once you get that chunk damage off, it is a one-hit kill. My main goal for this game and the adjustments is to see it take skill to earn those kills, and I think that's rewarding from casuals all the way up to pros. If it takes skill to get a kill, especially in a high TTK game like this one is, the more you're gonna feel rewarded after you get that kill. So I think that is the one thing on a heavy class. Winch shotgun, I feel like is fine. You still have a chance to get away, but the winch sledge is just a little bit too easy, too much of a gimme kill. I think that should be adjusted as well, which leads me into my hottest take that I've seen on Twitter as I've let these ideas fly throughout the interwebs. The light class. I think the light class is great, but the one combination that needs to get nerfed is sword dash light. Now, I know about glitch mines, and I know how to play around them, and that there are plenty of players that do not agree with me with this, but if you are someone who disagrees with me on this, you either use the sword or do not play in high enough elo to think that it's a problem. Now, if you are either of those people, we both know why you're defending it. If you're not, then you should probably understand it's a bit too powerful and it's a bit too free of a kill, like I said before, where it should take skill to get those kills, especially in a high TT game like this one. And the last adjustment I want to see with light is more of a buff than a nerf. I want to see what they did with medium's recon senses back in Season 1. They removed them in Season 2 and replaced it with something that is part of my favorite part of this game is dematerialization. I think we should replace invis. Not saying it's broken. Invisibility is not broken. It's pretty balanced. It's not hard to play against. I just think it's a bit cheesy as a concept. I can't kill you unless you can't see me. I think we can trade that off for something that offers some team utility to light. Now, if you're in top elo, it's kind of a sell if you have a light on your team unless they're playing a certain way, or they're really, really good where they would be playing better in part of the meta compositions anyway. So taking away invis and adding some sort of team utility, like maybe the invis grenade, the same way that works, you throw a heal grenade or something that does some sort of team utility that helps the team, that would implement them in the top ranks of tournament play, ranked play, and pro play. There just isn't enough value set to lights as a teammate. If you see someone who's playing as a light and is really good, you're often letting out a sigh because you think that they are a selfish player. I'm not saying that. You could be a light main and you're not a selfish player, but the assumption is across the board that if you see a light player on your team and you don't know them, say you're solo queuing, your general assumption is they're going to be a bit of a selfish player, not a team player. Now, we can change that by swapping out invis and making it some sort of team utility. I just want to see them offer something as a teammate. And if you do that, I think this game enters a state where we can really breathe and thrive and hit a bunch of different type of play styles, and this game will be really, really coming into the vision the devs had from the beta. Now, that's really it for most of my competitive thoughts. I think the best thing that they have done this season, the little that they have done, is really take care of the casual community. I've talked about this in my previous videos about why the finals failure is a good thing. Terminal Attack really just wrecked the entire competitive scene, but what they did was they threshed out the Banquet mode, which is the best casual first-person shooter game mode I have played ever in an FPS. I'll just say it. Ever, of all time. If I walk into a Banquet game, I'm just shooting around. I can listen to a podcast. I don't have to have my headphones on, and I'll still do pretty dang well, regardless of if people are sweating or not. I'm gonna have a good time in Banquet. I respawn almost immediately. If I want to play with my teammates, I have a good time. If I want to play away from my teammates, I'm gonna have a good time. Even if I die a lot, I'm not thinking I am just having a good time, which I think a lot of other FPSs do horribly, even if that's what they're focusing on. So I still want to say again, Embark needs their props for doing that well. But to add to that, going further in Season 4, we've got Halloween coming up. I would love to see some LTMs just for Banquet. I don't want people to go into Banquet thinking this is some back corner with spiderwebs on it little mode that is an afterthought. I want it to be at the forefront. I want to say, hey, you want to come try out the finals right now? Jump into Banquet. This is one of our main modes. Like, if this is our have fun mode, let's advertise it, put it at the front of the page, jump into it. Let's have a Halloween theme, just Banquet mode, right? Banquet themed Monaco, and just go have fun. Go look at the map casually. If you die, you come back right away, keep looking at the map. You're not going to get frustrated. And then if you want to take it more seriously after that, head into Ranked, which is going to be cash out next season, which is fantastic. So I think they need to flesh out Banquet and Power Shift 2. That's another good mode that does the same thing really well. And have those modes be at the forefront for the new players. And that's how you draw people in and keep them. Another thing I would like to see is fleshed out progression. Now, there are so many made up brands in the lore of the finals. There's Volpe, there's a new one coming in Season 4, there's Ospoos, and I really like that lore around the game of being in a game show, which it seems reflects in the new Tease Season 4 soundtrack. Seems like they're getting back to it. So what I want to see is when you log into the game, maybe pick a brand, or as you're doing well, or you're playing some games and you're doing well, you get a certain amount of kills or support score or whatever. I want to see you be able to sign with that brand and then go on, and maybe the way you progress with that brand, you earn kill badges or support badges. The three different things you can get in a game is your support score, your objective score, and your, I think, damage or kill score. Say you're not a kill hungry super sweat tryhard, but you're a really good support player. You play medium heal beam. Your team always wins because you're playing next to your teammate. I say you should be able to get some sort of badge or cosmetic that you can wear that shows you are a support player. You may not finish with 15, 30 kills at the end of the round, but your team would have lost if you weren't on that team. Just something to be able to give that progression feeling, and something for you to flaunt, even though you're not a kill chasing type of guy. You're an objective or a support guy, and you've got like a helmet or a charm or something on your player card that reflects that that's your play style. That'll add some personalization to your character and make it feel like that person on that menu screen really reflects you as a player as you head into this virtual game mode, where I think would really help people tie themselves into the finals experience. Building off of that as well, if I'm playing casually with my friends after work for maybe an hour or 30 minutes, after I'm playing that for a while, if that feels old, if it does, bring back unranked tournaments. That was so much fun. If I'm playing Banquet for like an hour and I think, hey guys, we're doing really well, like we're playing as a team, and I think like we're like a well-oiled machine right now. Let's go into some, I don't want to go play rank. I don't want to go take my casual buddies to go play rank. Let's go try and reach the final. I don't want to chase Ruby, but let's do what the game was advertised as. Let's go into an unranked tournament, a big one, and try and reach the finals and see how we do. I think that would be the ultimate experience of a casual going from Banquet or Power Shift into that unranked tournament, and then maybe you play that once a night or once a week. But if you want to just log on for 30 minutes, you have those other game modes that you could really enjoy without really sitting down and sweating over to the Ruby rank. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is the equipment camos. When you reach level 6, you get the really cool purple looking camo that we got in Season 1, but everything after that has been really, really lackluster. I would like to see something that really incentivizes grinding, especially if you're going to have to get past 200k in experience. That's a real grind, and to get something that is lackluster or lacks effort on the dev team's side as a reward is really kind of defeating and defeats the purpose of grinding them whatsoever. So I really hope to see a new good one in Season 4. It's a small gripe, it is. nice. I know it's really nitpicky. I put everything else on my list way above this, but it would just be something nice that I would like to see. Now, I know this is a short list, and you still might disagree with most things on it, or you agree with other things on it, but if you have any criticism that you would like to see, just in case Embark sees anything or any of my comments, let me know down there what you would like to see going forward, or if you are so passionate about me being wrong about maybe one of the class adjustments or how I feel about what they should do moving forward, let me know down there too. Let them know that I'm crazy, and then that would make you go away from the game. So give me some of that feedback. I'd like to see what you guys think. If you want to see more finals content, especially as season 4 is dropping, hit that like button, subscribe with that bell notification on. You'll know every time I post about it. My main thoughts surrounding it: I hope we all enjoy season 4 and this game can reach the peak we all know it can. But until then, I'll see you guys in the arena. Peace.